Yo, 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 peeps, what up? Erik Galaxy here. So, recapping last week's sports. The British Open was played. Well, they call it the Open now, not the British Open. When I was growing up, it was called the British Open, I guess to differentiate itself from the US Open, I guess, or whatever. But it's always, to the people in the know, been known as the Open. It wasn't just recently till they just kind of marketed themselves as that. I heard some people talk about how, oh, well, you can't call it the British Open anymore because it's politically incorrect. Not sure why they would say that. Well, because it's not like it's not held in England or it's not held in Britain or something. Apparently, they do not know that Scotland is actually part of Great Britain, right up there along with Wales and England. So to say that it's politically incorrect, oh, we can't call it the British Open because that pisses some people off, is just yeah, no. It's just because the Open is the oldest golf tournament in the world. So it was called the Open for like a long time, but marketing TV thing, yada yada yada, or somewhere. But anyways, yeah. So, but it's not because it's politically incorrect. Scotland is part of Great Britain. Also, I watched the Brickyard 400. I'm not usually a big fan of NASCAR. I mean, right? Or I should say left, because they're just basically going left the whole time. But I was watching an interview with one of the drivers on another show at one time, and he was saying some pretty kind of interesting things about how it's not just all speed and putting the pedal to the metal, yada yada, and passing people. There's a lot of other stuff that's involved as far as strategy and whatnot. So I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this. So I watched it. And it was actually pretty entertaining. Yeah, it's not just all about just going in a circle and speed and whatever. There's like a lot of things about pit stops and the timing of pit stops and what lap you do. And there's like stages and stuff like that that are all set. So it was actually pretty interesting to watch the whole thing. The ending was kind of interesting though, because I think it was kind of a... So anyways, one of the racers, Brad Keselowski, I believe his name is, he was basically running on fumes on gas, but he was still going, and he was like basically in the lead. So it was like, oh my god, why is he still out there? And then, in what I think is kind of a dick move, he kind of like at the last minute, last second, got off the track and headed towards pits row. So all of a sudden, the one guy was here and the one guy was here, all of a sudden it's like, oh my god, who has the pole position? And it's like it was a split second decision to make by either driver. And so I believe the one guy kind of got screwed because he thought up until that second that he was going to be able to be the first person to hit the gas by rule. And then all of a sudden, oh, that went away real fast. So it was like, that's kind of a dick move by that guy, because he didn't tell anybody, hey, I'm going to be hitting the pit row at this particular exact second as the cars are coming around to the starting line. Messed that other dude up big time. I think somebody else has actually said something about that. I know the rules are the rules. The rules are the rules. But that was a dick move. That was a dick move on part of that Keselowski guy. And I don't know NASCAR that much, but I know that's a dick move. So the WNBA All-Star Game was played this past week also. I don't give a rat's ass unless they're all playing in skims. Have you seen that commercial? Give me more of that. Bring back lingerie football. I know a lot of people talk about how, oh, this whole Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese thing has brought more people into viewing the WNBA. But my take on it is that it's not because of the play. It's because of the drama. It's all the drama that comes along The cat fights. And I know that's totally, what do you call that? Some people are going to call it misogynic. I always get that word mixed up. Misogynic. Anyways, if you know that word, it's not that at all. Stereotypical, I guess you'd call it. Maybe, you know, girls, the cat fight. Especially since they all wear the long nails now and whatever. Anyways. But yeah, I don't give a shit. It just seems that people are more interested in the drama than they are actually in the product being put out on the floor, which is, let's face it, inferior to the men's game. But hey, also, the two best three-point shooters in women's basketball declined to be in the three-point shot contest. Now, I don't know the reasons why, but I mean, if you're trying to build a sport up and increase viewerships, you would think that you would have the best players at their position doing something like that for exhibition purposes or whatever. I mean, don't you want to have your... I mean, am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. But anyways, I don't know who's in charge of marketing there, and maybe it was their decision, maybe it was a player's decision or whatever, but somebody pretty much needed to kick them in the ass and say, no, you are going to do this. I don't care about time off or load management and all that bullshit. Oh my God. You're in your 20s. You're in your 20s. You need load management in your 20s? No, you don't. You know, maybe when you get to, like, you know, you're 35, 39 or whatever, maybe. But 20s, yeah, you don't need load management. So for them to not participate in that contest was kind of like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is once again mismanagement of your sport. Just saying. But like I said, I wasn't gonna watch the game anyways, unless they're all wearing Skims. Alright, so let's get into the meat of the matter. The NFL is starting in what, one week? First preseason game? That's why I got my football hat on. Yeah, 1 week, first preseason game. And then 41 days until the actual opening kickoff that means anything is going to happen. I hate talking about the Dallas Cowboys, but it kind of gets to the point where you gotta talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Mainly because they are an overrated shit show. I mean, let's face it, Dallas Cowboys fans are probably the most, what do you call that, obnoxious, idiotic fans in the NFL. They expect themselves to win the Super Bowl every year, and it ain't happened for like about, I don't know, 30 years. Now sure, my team hasn't won it in a while as well, but we've been to a couple of them at least since then, whereas the Dallas Cowboys are pretty much overhyped, overrated. I mean, if you're going to call yourself America's team, I mean, I think the New England Patriots are kind of more America's team. They've won the most Super Bowls, right? And they are called the Patriots. For all you out there, etymology of patriot actually comes from Greek and it means fellow countryman. Okay, just saying. But anyways, but yeah, Dallas Cowboys, the fans, people talk about them ad nauseum. It's like, oh my God, shut the... I hate them mostly because they, during the 70s and 80s and 90s, were the nemesis of my beloved 49ers. But they haven't been really relevant for a while. So But yet people still talk about them all the time, especially now we have these contract talks coming up. The Dak Prescott thing, which y'all know, I don't believe that Dak Prescott is a top tier quarterback. He's, to me, mediocre. I don't want to hear anybody giving me statistics about how many yards and this and that and blah, 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 blah. My statistic is, are you a winner or are you a loser? And he's kind of a loser. You can't win the big games. Oh, sure, they have a great record over the last 4 years of wins and losses. But you know what comes down to? Comes down to, did you win the big ones or did you lose them? And mostly, Dak Prescott. I can't believe there's all this talk about, oh, he's going to become a free agent at the end of the year. And he's going to, and all these teams are going to be clamoring to sign him and give him money. And it's like, really? In my opinion, if you're one of these teams clamoring to hope that Dak Prescott falls to you, you're a stupid team. You're a stupid team. Now, granted, something incredible might happen where all of a sudden he becomes the next Jim Plunkett, Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. But probably most likely he's going to end up like a Le'Veon Bell or an Antonio Brown or whatever. They kind of just fall off the cliff there. But I could be wrong, but I don't think I am, like the song says. Yeah, if you're going to give Dak Prescott a lot of money, good luck on that. Good luck on that. And then there's a whole CeeDee Lamb thing. Well, he thinks he needs to be paid as much as Justin Jefferson and all these other guys. It's like, yeah, I get it that you were a big part of the Cowboys offense, but, I mean, really? Are you as good as he is? Just saying. Just saying. You know, Jerry Jones is balking at a lot of this money spending, and you know why? Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott held out for a whole lot of money, and Jerry Jones didn't really want to pay him, but everyone was saying, "Oh, you gotta pay Zeke Elliott. He's the best running, blah blah blah. He's the best running." He's like, blah, blah, blah. So he paid him, and then what happened? That's what happened. So, yeah, if I'm Jerry Jones, I'm going, Dak Prescott really hasn't shown me anything to pay him, but he paid him last time. Now he's going to pay him again. Hey, go Cowboys. Go Cowboys. Alright, so there's this show on HBO called Hard Knocks. I don't know if you all know about this thing. It basically is a show that follows one of the NFL teams around from like the preseason, I guess, and takes a lot of video and shows all the hilarity and drama that ensues during preseason of a football team. This year, the New York Giants are on it, and there's been a whole lot of talk about a particular conversation that the general manager had with their star player Saquon Barkley. It's kind of hindsight because now Saquon Barkley is now on the Eagles now. But anyways, it's kind of like one of these, hey, you wanna stay with us, or you wanna go someplace else, or okay, well, we'll just check it out. And people are like railing on the general manager, like, how can you say this? How can you show that on Hard Knocks that that conversation and that's so stupid and blah blah blah? And I'm like going, okay, well, two things here. First of all, the Giants have pretty much control over the editing of the show and what can be shown on what can be released on HBO. I believe there's editing is controlled by Giants in the issue of giving away any competitive advantages. So I guess if you want to be stupid, that's a competitive advantage to the other teams, I guess. Two, Um, these conversations probably happen a lot. I know people don't want them to be released into the public, but maybe this is one of those times where it's like the Giants were thinking, you know what, this happens a lot. Happens all over the league, so why wouldn't we release this to the public? So, I mean, my take is they had the editing privileges, I guess you call it, to have whatever they wanted on HBO Hard Knocks. So all these people that are getting in an uproar about it, about, oh my God, how could they say that? Oh, you're stupid, blah, 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 blah. It's like, they had control over it. So there's a reason why they figured, no, not a big deal. Not a big deal. And being that it is a new season with new quarterbacks, some rookies starting on some teams, I really want to shut all those people up that keep on saying that C.J. Stroud had the best rookie quarterback season ever in the history of the NFL. Did he lead his team to the NFC Championship game after being the last pick in the draft? After the other two quarterbacks were ahead of him on the depth chart, went down with injuries, so he was basically forced to come in like, oh, I don't know, mid-season, and still went to the NFC Championship game. And probably, if he hadn't have hurt his arm, would have led his team to the Super Bowl, which he actually did the following year. Now, if you're talking about, oh, C.J. Stroud's stats were better than Brock Purdy's, sure, he played all the games. And yeah, they went to a playoff game. Yay! But he didn't go to the NFC Championship game, or any championship game, did he? No. No. So quit the frick saying that C.J. Stroud had the best quarterback, rookie, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Quit saying that. He didn't. Brock Purdy. Alright, so the Olympics are coming up, like, right now. Right now. Probably, as you're watching this, some things will already be happening. Obviously, the big talk is the USA basketball team. How their pre-warm-up stuff has not been going all that well. They're favored to win the gold medal, but I mean, are they? I mean, there's a lot of good teams. Canada has several players on their team that are in the NBA. A couple of them are past or current All-Stars. So, I mean, yeah, supposedly we have like the best athletes. I mean, let's face it, the U.S. has the pretty much overall the best players in the world. But what's it, the last like 4 MVPs of the league have been foreign-born. So, I mean, in this past draft, 3 of the top 5 players drafted were from France, were French. So, I mean, you know, I am of the camp that says that the world, if they haven't already caught up, they are catching up to us. So I don't know. Maybe things will kick in. But I'm not. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't. So okay. So there was the dream team, because we got pissed off that we got beat by, I guess, the Russians or something like that one time in the Olympics, and it was like, well, we're tired, so now we're going to start sending our professional basketball players to the Olympics. So no more amateurs. And I guess that started the hockey thing and the baseball thing, whatever. So no more amateurs. Now it's like you can make as much money as you want to and go to the Olympics. It's not an amateur sport anymore. But anyways, so you had a dream team. And then because we lost a couple, all of a sudden there became the redeem team. I'm not sure what this one is going to be called. Just off the top of my head, I'm going the cream team, like cream of the crop type of thing, because, I mean, dream, redeem, cream, I mean, trying to think of other words that rhyme with eam. Yeah, I don't know. If you got any answers, let me know. But anyways, so yeah, so USA basketball is pretty much, that's pretty much at the forefront of the Olympic conversation right now. I'm pretty sure that'll change later on down, and we'll see swimming and track and field, and you know, that's pretty much it. Fencing or something like that. But there'll be plenty of stories. One of the big stories, though, well, off the top at the beginning, is, to me, anyways, is so it was announced earlier this week that LeBron James was going to be the flag bearer for the U.S. team in this Olympics, which is kind of interesting because this is the first time that the Olympics, the procession of athletes is not going to be in a stadium. It's going to be on a frickin' river on boats. Like, that's a lot of boats. I mean, I don't remember, I can't recall how many countries are in the Olympics, but I'm pretty sure it's a lot. But have that many boats with each delegation going down the river, the Seine, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be a couple of boats. I mean, I'm not pretty sure, but I'm thinking, is there going to be a couple of boats that have maybe three countries on it, because they only have like 5 people each or whatever type of thing? Kind of interested to see if that's going to happen. Like I said, probably by the time you see this, it'll all have been done, but I'm just putting it out there, But anyways, so flag bearers, but then all of a sudden I heard that Coco Gauff, who does tennis, which I'm not really sure why that's an Olympic sport, but whatever, is going to be another flag bearer. So are they going to be on the prow of the ship, you know, both holding the flags up? Because that's like, I've never seen that before, 2 flag bearers. It's always been one person. So I just did it. It's always been one person. So I guess we'll see. Yeah. Also, apparently Snoop Dogg is going to be carrying the torch to the stadium or wherever they're lighting the torch at. Are they lighting the torch on the river? No, no. There's actually a place where they're lighting the torch. It's not on the river. But anyways, I don't know how far he's carrying it for. I mean, I'll tune in just to watch Snoop Dogg run. That's got to be like worth a little bit, right? Is he running like for a mile, 50 yards? I don't know. But anyways, the fact that Snoop Dogg is going to be one of the torch bearers for the Olympics is kind of interesting. I mean, I know that, I remember back when the Olympics were here in, what was that, the Los Angeles ones, and they had people running across the country because the torch came across a boat from Greece and into New York, and then they handed it off, and people would get the opportunity. And I think you had to sponsor somebody, or you had to like pay for it, or so. I'm not really sure how that all worked out. But anyways, so I mean, I can see, okay, fine, Snoop Dogg's carrying a torch, but it's kind of surreal, right? It's a little surreal to see Snoop Dogg carrying the torch towards the Olympic Stadium. He's not lighting that torch. He's just going to be running a leg of the race, or the carrying, however long that may be. Like I said, a mile? I can't see Snoop Dogg running a mile. So it's probably like, 100 yards or something like that, right? And we'll see. But yeah, Olympics. Woo! I love it. I love the Olympics. Every year, well, not every year, every 4 years. Yeah. I'm glued to my TV for like 10 hours a day. So, USA. Speaking of the NBA, so this just in, apparently the NBA has decided to part ways with a TNT TV show, and they're going to Amazon for the 2025-2026 season. So that means that, well, okay, not 100% positive, but that kind of means that the inside the NBA on TNT will no longer be on? Really? I don't care who you get on whatever Amazon show that's going to be in place of Inside NBA on TNT. But they ain't going to be as good as the gang on Inside NBA on TNT. They're not. They're just not. So are they hiring away Shaq, Charles, Ernie, and Kenny? Are they hiring them away to go now become this new Amazon thing? Because if they're not, the only reason your ratings are going to be any good is because, well, I don't know. Okay, your ratings are going to be shit compared to that show. But hey, it's all about the money, right? It's all about the money. Let's put it on Amazon. You know what? Amazon football went to Amazon. And I'm sorry. That cast of characters, yeah. I don't watch them. I mean, I only turn the game on because it's a football game and it's only on Amazon, so I'll subscribe to it. So there you go, Amazon, NFL, you get your NFL, you get your money. But you know what? Those guys there, each individually they are good, but the chemistry, no bueno. So anyways, so if you're going to put some kind of NBA thing on Amazon and try to replace the TNT crew, it's a travesty. It's a travesty. Good luck, Amazon and NBA. We get one more year. We get one more year of Ernie and the gang. That's it. Unless they show up someplace else. Or Amazon basically buys all the contracts. Alright, so my Cleophile moments of the week. Taco Bell has a commercial where there is a musician talking about how, oh, I'm on the road and I don't have much money, I'm a starving musician, and therefore I'm going to go eat at Taco Bell because their food is so cheap. So I went there the other day, I got 2 of the Doritos Locos Tacos Supreme. I got one of the Cantina chicken burrito things. And I got a regular bean burrito. Extra onions. Why is it every time I ask for extra onions, I get 0 onions? Do they see that thing, see the X? So they're thinking, oh well, that means no onions. I work at Taco Bell. No onions is N-O. That's no onions, okay? X means extra, whatever. Anyways, 17 bucks. That's no drink. No drink involved. 17 bucks. Oh, it was like $16 and something cents, and they're like, oh, you want to round up to blah, blah, blah. I'm like, ah, sure, what the heck. So, 17 bucks. That ain't starving musician money. I was a starving musician for a while. You know what my food was? Top ramen. Top ramen. And if you wanted to make spaghetti, you threw some ketchup in there. Mix it up. There you go. Spaghetti. Or I would bum $2 off my, one of my road crew. Walk down to the AM/PM. Get they had the mix and match back in those days where you could get like a hot dog. You get 2 hot dogs or 2 hamburgers, or 1 of each for like $1. And you go there and you load it up with that chili, that whatever that shit was in that can. There, and pickles and onions and whatever you could cram onto those 2 things. And then a bottle of Gatorade. Buy a bottle of Gatorade. $2. There you go. And that was my meal for the day. Yeah. But so 17 bucks. I mean, I don't know how much those AM/PM hot dogs would cost now. Probably $2 now. I don't know. Whatever. But anyways, yeah, $17 is not starving musician money. They do have that $5 thing though now. But the thing is, you got to eat what they're throwing down. So maybe they got something. I mean, they always seem to have that chalupa or gordito thing in there, where I'm like, you know, and then so, which makes you think, if they didn't give me those things in that $5 meal, how come it's costing me 17 bucks? And speaking of fast food, the other commercial that I saw is Wendy's. Thank you, Wendy's, for not calling your nuggets boneless wings. There's no such thing as boneless wings. Not unless you're in some kind of like doctor, what's that guy? That one doctor, that book. Unless you're doing you're matching the humans with animals or whatever. Something like that. Anyways, yeah. They have the good sense to not call their nuggets boneless wings. Okay? Thank you, Wendy's. Alright, so let's get into my shorts. So Formula One racing is debating whether they should have air conditioning in the cars. I mean, Formula One racing has been around a long time. And I think that one of the things that the drivers know is that it's going to get frickin' hot inside that car. So they train themselves to be adapted to those riggers. So to all of a sudden say, oh, because one driver passed out, or one other driver threw up in his helmet or whatever because they succumbed to the heat. What, 2 guys out of how many guys over the course of the last gabillion years? I know gabillion is a big thing, but I don't know how long Formula One racing has been around, but I'm just saying. I mean, next thing you know, golf players are going to go, you know what? We need to start having golf carts now because we're tired of walking, you know, 18 holes someplace. We need golf carts now to make ourselves feel better about ourselves. I don't know what. But anyways, so the fact that the Formula One is thinking about putting air conditioning in the cars, that's just like, I mean, how would you do that? Would you just like, you know, cut a hole in the side? cut a hole in the side. There's your air. There's your air conditioning. That was my air conditioning back in the day. Wing window. Crank the wing window open so the air came in. That was my air conditioning. But yeah. The LA Clippers announced that they are going to have 1,160 toilets in their new arena. The new arenas that are being built nowadays are probably holding about, I'm going to say roughly 18,000 people. I'm going to say roughly. Okay. So that comes out to, do the math, 18,000 people, 1,160. I think I did the math earlier on that, and it came out to like 1 toilet per 16 people. Okay? So don't all get up at once and use the John. You know, remember those? I remember those days back, go to concerts, and the line to the women's bathroom was like long line, but the line to the men's bathroom was like not as long. So you would have women either go in there either with their boyfriends or husbands or whatever, or they would go in alone and go, hey, I ain't standing in that freaking line. I'm going to the guys' bathroom because it's faster. And I'd be sitting there like, you know, taking a piss and like, oh, hey, oh, okay, oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that still happens. But anyways, yeah, 1,160 toilets. So Nike came out with a, I'm going to call it a shoe because, well, it's a shoe. But I'm not going to show you a picture of it here, right here. But if you go on Google and Google it, Nike's new Wembayama shoe or whatever. So yeah, I mean, is it the future of shoes? I don't know. Mina Kimes referred to it as looking like a fried egg, which is like dead on. It looks like a freaking fried egg. It's white and it's got this yellow yolky thing underneath. Yeah, go check it out. So this utility man player for the Washington Nationals, apparently utility man meaning he's not a pitcher, he plays various positions, but he's not a pitcher. Pitched a scoreless inning against the San Diego Padres. And most of his pitches were in the, let's just say, not very fast. I think a couple of his pitches were like, what, 33 miles per hour? And he's like getting people to pop up or hitting the grounders. There's one time where he snagged the ball right next to his face. It was pretty much self-preservation more than anything. But I mean, I've always been a thinker, a proponent that you don't have to throw fast. You just have to be able to place the ball where that particular batter can't hit it. And we all know batters, I mean myself playing softball, whatever, I know that I have a particular, you know, area that I like to swing at or whatever, and most batters are that way. There aren't a whole lot of batters that can hit anything anywhere. But I've always been a proponent of like, it doesn't matter how fast you pitch. Oh, I'm throwing a 100-mile fastball, blah, 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 that's great. But you know what? This guy's throwing lobs. They're going up in the arc, and it's like, yeah, I mean, as long as it comes down in the strike zone, it freaking doesn't matter. And these guys can't hit them because they're not used to hitting underhand pitch or overhand pitch or whatever, you know, in the strike zone. That's my good buddy Doug Canton, he used to be our pitcher on our softball team, and he did that. He would just throw the ball up, it would arc, wasn't coming at you, it would arc up, and it was like, it would fall down, but it was in the strike zone. The umpire's going, it's a strike, because it's crossing the plate at the right height in the moment. So you don't need to throw fast, just throw to a place that the batter can't get it. That's all you gotta do. Pretty simple. So this list of the top 100 athletes of the 2000s came out, and Michael Phelps, the swimmer, was number 1, and I don't know how you can rank athletes in different sports and disciplines together. I mean, you could rate the top 100 baseball players, the top 100 football players, the top 100 swimmer, whatever you want to go, however you want to go. But to lump them all together and say, oh, well, this person is the top athlete of the 2000s. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know people love their lists. They love them. Great. Put it up there for debate. Blah, 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 blah. But my take on it is like, I'm not even going to get in that conversation. Just, yeah. All right, so in ending, Little League World Series, well, not the World Series, but the Little League playoffs have started this week. I forgot all about it. I love Little League. I love the Little League World Series bullshit. I love all that stuff. Also, WWE is not a sport, so quit acting like it is. It's not a sport. It's entertainment. Jim Plunkett. Okay. Jim Plunkett. You should be all of it.